With only a couple days left in Black History Month, Joe Biden did just that and made some black history by announcing his Supreme Court nominee, Ketanji Brown Jackson. I wish your given name was as simple to enunciate as your surname and middle name, but we can't all be that fortunate. But, Brown, middle name, do you really need to be that on the fucking nose about this? But who is this person? Okay, yes, she's the one who said not all presidents are kings or whatever the fuck else that backhanded slap to Trump was. That was the one who was always at the top of the list, and she was the one who was always going to get the nomination. But now that the people over the weekend have done their digging to figure out who the fuck this person is, we'll get a little bit of an insight. Okay, she's 51 right now. She'll be 52 by the time that she's nominated confirmed, because let's be honest, I think old Lindsey Graham has already said, I'm going to vote for her because I like where she gets her hair done. So this is just going to be a dog and pony show. So let's see what the American people can expect for another 3-ish decades. If she is confirmed by the United States Senate and because the first black woman to serve, become the first black woman to serve on the Supreme Court, and if her judicial track record so far is any guide, Ketanji Brown Jackson will probably be a reliable member of the High Court's 3-member liberal bloc. Exactly, all 3 women with very good decision-making capacities, because if Sotomayor and Kagan are anything to go by, Jackson's going to be in good company. I can't even finish that with a straight face. Jackson's arrival would maintain the current ideological alignment to the court. Yeah, elections have consequences. But then again, Breyer might have been stubborn enough to continue through, and second consecutive Trump term wouldn't have, resulted in a 7-2 court anyways. Well, let's be fair, it's a 3-3-3 split for reasons I've dedicated multiple videos to. If you want clarification on that, there's the moderates, and then there's the conservatives, and then there's the liberals. But who is Ketanji Brown? I didn't pronounce that right, and she doesn't use that name anyways. Jackson turns 52 this September 14th, so she's 51 right now. Okay, let's not try to give her that extra year yet. She would replace Breyer, who will be 84 August 15th, sorry. Jackson previously clerked for Breyer. No shit. Who sings her praises? Of course. What kind of singing are you doing, Mammy? She is related by marriage to former Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. Ran for vice president on the Mitt Romney ticket, who I think sometime this week we're going to be taking a look at what fucking Mitt Romney's been up to lately, because of that motherfucker. Ooh, buddy's been making me nauseous lately. Born in the nation's capital. Oh, a black woman born in Washington, D.C. How obscure and how unique is that? Jackson moved with her family to Florida. Well, wasn't she brown at the time? Well, she's still brown, but she was brown at the time. To Florida when she was young. Her father was chief attorney of the Miami-Dade County School Board. Cool. Her mother was principal at the public magnet school. She attended the same high school as Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy. Again, big club, where she was student body president and excelled in debating. She graduated from Harvard and Harvard Law School. Oh yes, another Ivy Leaguer on the Supreme Court. What is that, 8-1? Cool. And served in she was a reporter and researcher at Time magazine. And all of the good quality shit that they've been putting out for decades now, right? Worked at 4 elite law firms and served in 3 federal judicial clerkship. Oh, she worked in the private sector. That's at least one positive in her column, but we haven't got to her decisions yet. Well, as a lawyer and commissioner on the U.S. Sentencing Commission, and has moved to reduce sentences for drug crimes, of course. An experience not typical for Supreme Court justices. Jackson worked for 2 years as a public defender, reports Amy Howe at SCOTUS blog. 2 years as a public defender. Wow, what an extensive career. That's still 2 years longer than president has, so that's something, I guess. When the Washington Post reviewed cases Jackson handled as a federal defender, it reported she won uncommon victories against government that shortened or erased lengthy prison terms. All right. So yeah, that kind of backs up she's a really good debater accolade. Jackson was one of the lawyers in the 2001 Friend of the Court brief arguing in favor of Massachusetts law that formed a floating buffer zone around pedestrian and automobiles nearing abortion clinics. What? Sorry, I was 10 or 11 at the time, so I don't know about that. Federal appeals court allowed the law to stand. Jackson is now a judge in the influential U.S. Court of Appeals, the D.C. Court of Appeals, which has served as a kind of farm team for the High Court. Yep, 8 other judges from the D.C. Circuit have gone on to the Supreme Court. Antonin Scalia, Ginsburg, current Supreme Court justices that come from there are Clarence Thomas, yay, John Roberts, boo, Brett Kavanaugh, eh. Biden nominated Jackson to the D.C. Appellate Court on April 19th, 2021, so she was fast-tracked. And the U.S. Senate confirmed her following June 14th on a 53 to 44 vote. She replaced Merrick Garland, who then became, Attorney General. Before that, Jackson was nominated by then-President Barack Obama to be a judge of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. She was confirmed by senators on a voice vote. She served in the post from March 13th to June 2021. All right. So we probably got at least a little bit of a case history here to see some of her rulings. While a district court judge, Jackson found that parts of 3 of then-President Donald Trump's executive orders were in conflict with federal employees' rights to collective bargaining. Oh, great. So she's like a commie. Great. Her decision was unanimously reversed by the D.C. Circuit. Oh, okay, cool. So she's already been overturned, and then she got appointed to the court that overturned her decision, maybe to teach her a lesson. Oh, okay, cool. In 2019, Jackson rejected Trump's White House arguments that executive privilege shielded White House counsel Don McGahn from a congressional subpoena in connection with special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation of alleged Russian interference in the 2016 election. Whatever came of that Mueller investigation? I don't remember. Jackson wrote in a court opinion that presidents are not kangs, K-A-N-G-Z, and that the president's senior aides' absolute immunity from compelled congressional process simply does not exist, except it kind of did. Trump's assertions that he could prevent top aides from testifying is a proposition that cannot be squared with core constitutional values, and for this reason alone it cannot be sustained. Later congressional investigations and McGahn's lawyers cut a deal and agreed to be questioned in a closed-door session, according to media outlet analysis. Yep, everybody got what they want on this one. She got to make the whole presidents are not kings proclamation. And then Mueller got his interview with the dude, and media got to bitch and moan about it. On the same court, the same year, Jackson temporarily prevented the Trump administration moving forward. You can see why she was shortlisted to become the new Supreme Court justice, just in case. Pull the cord in case of Orange Man in 2 years. Prevented the Trump administration moving forward with plans to enlarge a program that expedited deportation of illegal aliens. Great. Well, to be fair, it's not like there's a problem of that going on right now. You wouldn't know it if you just read media reports on it. Previously, the program had primarily been used to speed up removals of those who were detained shortly after illegally entering the country from Mexico. It was a big old trebuchet. You just put Jorge and Esmeralda in the fucking top of it, and then just right back over that fucking wall. It bothered Jackson that the government seemed not to be factoring in how extended program would affect illegals and their families who had been residing in the country for as long as 2 years. Well, if he was just dealing with the ones that were apprehended at the border and then throwing them back using that, that's different than, people who've been breaking the law for 2 years, at least under her interpretation of this. Well, they got here. It's like, if you're being chased by the cops, but then you pull into your garage and close the door, that means that you aren't guilty of any crimes anymore, right? What a fucking moron. There's no question in this court's mind that the agency cannot possibly conduct reasoned, non-arbitrary decision-making concerning policies that might impact real people. They're real people too, damn it. They're just really fucking illegal. And not to take such real-life circumstances into account, Jackson wrote. The D.C. Appeals Court, which she would later be elevated to, overturned her decision. She's really good at her job, right? All of her decisions just at least the high-profile ones, just seemingly get overturned or undercut. That's why she's perfect for the position of being on the Supreme Court. You will be the 9th justice. And remember that, the 9th justice. Also, in 2019, Jackson sided with the Trump administration, turning away environmentalists' argument that the administration, in its zeal to expand the border wall with Mexico, had failed to follow environmental laws before moving forward with construction. My birds and bushes. Fuck off. Soon after arriving on the U.S. Court of Appeals at the District of Columbia Circuit, Jackson ruled in favor of the government employee unions who were fighting a Trump-era regulation that gave government agencies a freer hand to make changes in the workplace. So once again, yeah, just another government simping decision. It's unclear when the Senate will take up Jackson's nomination. Breyer was appointed in 1994, and he's looked as old and decrepit ever since. So is this a whole lot worse than Breyer? No. Is it better than Breyer? No. You just can't undersell how awful of a Justice Breyer was. He was completely off his fucking rocker when it came to just, looking at the text of the Constitution. But he was 100% behind his interpretation that it's an evolving document and it needs to go ahead and evolve with the times, which is just giving himself and his ilk license to just do whatever he wants with it and just rule by emotion. And that's just what it seems like Jackson's going to do, even though you can just always bet on her siding with more government power. But ultimately, her record will be gone over with a fine-tooth comb. Maybe, kind of. It could just be one of those rubber stamping things. It's like, well, thanks for showing up, Miss Jackson. We don't want to take up too much of your time. We can just go ahead and vote. Everybody who's not racist, raise your hand. Okay, cool. You'll be on the court forever. Don't worry about it. We're totally good people. We're not racist or misogynist. Ugh. I just wanted to cover this mostly for completion's sake because I know nobody else really cares about the Supreme Court, but they make a lot of decisions, mostly because they gave themselves the power to make a lot of fucking decisions. So if you don't know the processes that go on behind the scenes, you don't know how the world gets as fucked up as it is right now. So try to stay ahead of this stuff. Just hoping a little more energetic tomorrow. Sorry for the down-paced stuff today. I'm just trying to not emote too much with my voice because it's pretty scratchy and it sounds like dog shit. But maybe that'll change tomorrow. Don't really know. Don't feel terrible. It's just, kind of droopy-eyed and gravelly voiced. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's going to be an entire week of this, so get used to movie trailer voice. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.